Well, hello, fellow Sharlings. Hello, proud foot, and proud feet. I don't remember a lot of those. Welcome back to the Gaming Galleon. I'm Captain Raz, and it's going to be a nice and easy one today. A nice and easy one today because we're going to be talking a lot about The Hobbit. We're going to be playing, in fact, The Hobbit for the Nintendo GameCube. This was also on the Xbox and the PlayStation 2. I think it was just those two. We've got, as always, and every week, a whole bunch of crazy goodies to get into inside the chest. Some good deals. Some we had to pull teeth for, and some that kind of just came to us naturally. We'll play a little more of The Hobbit, and then eventually at the end of our voyage, which is about an hour away, we'll come back here to the bag that tells no tales and pull a question out of there. One from you fine people out there. Whatever you happen to have in your mind. So one day, sometime in the past, someone had a question for this strange pirate ship that we find ourselves on each week. And they wrote it. And they put a little stamp in their heart and sent it off. And it ended up here. Now who knows how long ago that was. But I guarantee each and every one of the questions that come out of the bag is from one of you fine crew member out there. So we'll get to that later. We've got about an hour. And I want to talk to you about where the ship is stationed these days, today. And it all started with me getting onto Facebook. A website I do not think much of, but if you happen to have any friends or family, it's almost unavoidable not to spend some time there. And among all of the less than interesting posts, I saw that a dear sweet cousin of mine, Shannon, had made her way from here in the States, where she and I live throughout the week, all the way down to New Zealand. And for an American, that's almost like visiting Pluto. There's no place farther on the planet. Now, I don't know what her motivation was for heading all the way down to Pluto. New Zealand. But I'll tell you, I was a little shocked. And I'm not exactly sure where New Zealand is. And for those of you out there who may or may not know, I've made one of my famous artist renderings so that you can get a better idea. So think Asia and go way down south, and you'll find yourself looking at Australia. That's what we have here. This is Australia. Doesn't it look just like it? Up here is Indonesia. I forget what this one's called, like King Pao Guadalajara or something. I don't know what this is. Ignore it. I don't know. But down here, this little I don't know, kumquat looking thing, that's New Zealand. Okay? Small little island with a big name, because it is where a very famous number of movies were shot. The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. And I remember seeing the movies and really liking them. Believe it or not, I never read the books prior to seeing the movies. I've since had some car rides where I've actually listened to the audiobooks all the way through. And I do remember reading The Hobbit as a child. But it was years and years before I knew the Lord of the Rings was even worth its time. It's funny, because when I grew up, The Hobbit, most people knew it because of this animated show. It was like a feature that was maybe an hour long, had some music. You may know it today, but it was basically just called The Hobbit. And among kids my age, it was really cool. We really liked it. But then I believe I heard that The Lord of the Rings, which was the sequel to The Hobbit, also animated, was not very good at all. So I myself never took the time to see it. So then, of course, the Peter Jackson movies showed up, and, you know, converted many people such as myself into understanding what a truly great series those books are. And I think if there's anything that really made me jealous when I read those books, it was going to Hobbiton, the Shire. Because think about what a life that would be. Think about just being able to get up and, I don't know, maybe doing some good old-fashioned hard work like farming or, you know, building, but then going to places like the Green Dragon Inn from like this frothy drink and, you know, no internet, no, not even, I don't know how big hobbits are on reading. I don't think they are. Most of the time they were just about fattening up. And let me tell you, old Cap and Raz could get into that. And they were also really good when it came to decorating. Now, I'm really not very good at decorating. In fact, I still have some party favors up here from when Master Gunner Mary at her birthday party. Not to date this, but you know, as you can see, I'm not one for decorating. This is more business department. But I turned the lights down low because when I think about Hobbiton, I think about the rich cherry, you know, woods inside all the hobbit holes, and I get really excited about that. So I tried to turn down the lights a little bit today. And another reason I was so inspired to do a show about the Hobbit is because a couple days later, our friend Shannon, who's all the way down in New Zealand, found herself in the middle of Bag End, in the kitchen, with pots and pans all around her. And I was like, wow, what is going on with this? So I actually started to look up the attraction that she's at. And she's actually in Hobbiton, New Zealand, which is where the ship sits now. Now, we have not gone out there yet to check it out. We actually had to, we're on schedule to tour this evening. But basically, what you can do, if you want to go all the way down to New Zealand, and this is what my dear sweet cousin did just a couple days ago, you get driven out there to about 12 acres of rolling fields, and in there are about 44 hobbit holes spread across these 12 acres. They were the very holes that were used for the last trilogy of movies, the Hobbit movies, and there is, you know, there's a little more interior in Hobbiton in that story than in Lord of the Rings. So as a result, they built things like the interior of Bag End. So think about that. Think about traveling all the way down there, ducking down, and making your way into a hobbit hole. Really exciting. I started to look a little more, and there's an additional tour where you take the morning and you take a look around the houses, and then dinner time hits, and you all file away to the Green Dragon Inn. And from there, there's a round on them of cider. I believe it's Sackville cider. And if you stay for dinner, they have a full-on banquet-style Hobbit smorgasbord. And, I mean, take a look at these pictures. This is not stuff coming out of, like, this is not food like mustacholi and buckets, you know, with, like, a sterno underneath it. This is just big heaping mounds of food coming out of, like, you know, ceramic dishes, you know, chip the glasses, crack the plates. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates. The whole 9 yards. And they say, as is Hobbit tradition, seconds are encouraged. It sounds great. I think I looked at the price tag, not to disenchant it or anything, but it was pretty pricey. I think to do just the day tour is about $80, but the full-on meal, you're looking somewhere around $200 a head. If it's all adults, a little cheaper if it's kids. But you go there for the afternoon. You look at Hobbiton in the daylight. You go into the Green Dragon and have some drinks, have some food, and then from there you file out and walk the town again. Now at dusk with all of the torches lit. Sounds very magical. So let's play a little bit of The Hobbit. It's daytime. I'm going in blind because, you know, that's what Shannon did. Shannon didn't know anything about Bag End when she made her way in there. We have been briefed. We're sitting right outside the steps of Bag End. Gandalf, the wizard, has told us that we need to go to the Green Dragon Inn to meet up with Thorin Oakenshield and his dwarven compatriots. I don't know what's going to happen from here. This is basically a 3D platformer. Didn't get a lot of good reviews. But in my opinion, I think it's got a little bit of charm because most Lord of the Rings games are very over-the-top violently, or they're more, you know, very serious turn-based RPGs. This just seems like this is just for fun, just for exploration's sake. And isn't that what we're all about here in the Galleon? Exploration and adventure. So let's get started. Once again, it's The Hobbit for the Nintendo GameCube. This one goes out to my dear sweet cousin. Good luck with that jet lag, Shannon. Let's get started. How many times can I say let's get started? Stop pointing at me. Okay, here we are. Oh, I can't even see myself. Okay. Alright, so here we are. We're in Hobbiton. You can hear the music playing. Already awesome. Absolutely love the music in this game. And I have a walking stick. And here I am, Bilbo Baggins. And we have this whole wonderful world to explore out here. And, you know, even just even looking at this a little bit, even the landscape reminds me a lot of the movie. Just the slope of the land here. But it looks like there's a lot to see, so let's head on down. Let's see what we can find. Who's this lady?
Beautiful day, isn't it?
Good day, Gamma.
I seem to have lost my quilting needle somewhere in town. If you find it, could you please bring it to me?
Certainly,
Hammer.
Gamma.
Now, is that Sam Gamgee's mother? I think that's right. What's this lady got?
Bilbo Baggins, I saw your visitor. Are you
forgot
meddling
me.
with wizards?
Wizards are meddling with me.
Another lad going off into the blue for mad adventures. You might as well be some use before you go. Fetch my butter churn, please.
Where is it?
It's in the shed round the corner. Just place the butter churn on the porch when you find
All right.
it.
Well, that's pretty easy. Yeah. Intelligent cube, this is not. It's heavy, though. Making me hungry just looking at him. There you go, lady.
Thank you, Bilbo. Have some berry crumble tea cakes. I made 'em fresh
Oh.
this morning. Oh, and Bilbo, watch out for that wizard.
If only.
We'll need a lot of food on our journey.
Oh. Oh, what's going on over there? Is that like some sort of obstacle course? Wow, how do we get over there? Let's go check it out. Can I go up the slope? Nope. Hey, pal.
I saw a dwarf wandering around town. Did you see him? He had a beard so long he tucked it into his belt. And he was dressed so outlandishly. He must have gotten lost on his way to
Bree. Wow, that's another place I'd love to have dinner. Remember Bree? Bree was that town just on the outskirts of the Shire where men and dwarf and hobbit all kind of live together. God, that'd be fun. And, you know, the nice thing about the Tolkien universe these days is there's no shortage of these games. So if you ever really wanted to get, you know, intimate with one of these locations, you know, pick up a game like Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, or Lord of the Rings: War in the North. I know there's some free stuff there.
No time for that. I need to go meet the dwarves at the
Oh,
Green
okay, no
Dragon
problem.
Inn.
He just doesn't have time for breaking and entering. But I picked this game because, you know, I saw Shannon at Hobbiton, and I thought, there aren't a lot, I can't think of many games that would take the time to really let you...
Hey, Bilbo! Want to play some hide and seek?
I'm afraid I'm in a bit of a hurry.
We'll go hide, you seek. Ready? Go!
Oh, go quick.
Children.
I couldn't think of a game that would really showcase the Shire better than, I don't know, I guess a kid's game? You know? So I thought I'd take a chance with this, and I didn't want to really explore it on my own. I wanted to do it together. Whenever it's an easy game, I always like to kind of...
The bridge is out.
But I need to get to the other side.
I could fix it, but I'll need my hammer and nails. Fetch me hammer. I saw Carl playing with it up
Oh
by
my
the
God.
waterfall. There are some jars in the mill. You'll have to break them open to get the nails. Bring back me hammer and nails, and I'll fix
Is
the
there a
bridge.
reason no one keeps their stuff together? Alright, we're going to speed run this. Best we can. Oh! What's that? Is that a save point? I'm not gonna save here. This is... There we go. Interface is a little different from Super Mario 64, so I'm dropping more than I should be. Ah! That's a drag. Did I get hurt for that? I did. I lost half my health. I better save. Serious business. I didn't think we'd be dying in the Shire, did you? Alright, let's try it again. Couple minutes more here, and then we'll head into check out the booty segment. Lots of good stuff going on in the booty segment this voyage. No! Oh! Do I swing? You know, that's dramatic. Okay, I'll keep it there. Wow, that's quite some music, huh? Alright, let's bring it back. I'm sorry. Come on, how am I gonna die in this game? Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Jeez. Such a noob. Alright. The Hobbit by Sierra. What do you think so far? I think I like it. I like a good platformer. And I haven't played a Lord of the Rings game for quite some time. I think the last time when I played was War in the North for PlayStation 3. Great game, but it's broken. You get about 8 levels in and the whole game crashes. It's tragic. Alright. How are we doing on time here? So we're a little early. About 19 in. Okay. Chest. Alright, so we got 3 deals here. 2 I found in one morning, back to back. And the other one I think I found about a week later. And they're all pretty sweet. Okay? Just goes to show you building relationships and, you know, putting people's, you know, good mood before your, you know, your own desires can help out in the long run. So let's take a look here. The first one. First one, we got some Sega Genesis games here. I think he was asking for $2 each on these. So what did he have? Yeah, X-Men. Original X-Men for the Sega Genesis. Pretty decent game, but as common as they come. Oh, sorry. Good two-player fun. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 with a whole bunch of stickers here. Why is it Ultimate? I'm not exactly sure. I think this is the one where they had like Goro in it and stuff. I think that's right. I think it's like every... Unless that's Mortal Kombat Trilogy. I don't know. These got to be so hard to keep up with. And when Mortal Kombat 3 came out and I played it in the arcade, honestly, I was kind of done. I just felt like the series... They started getting into dial-in combos. And the more a fighting game gets into dial-in combos, the more I feel the developers have taken the freedom and style away from the player and just made a competent game. Sure, it's competent. People can get good at it, but it's like just dial-in phone numbers. Who wants to do that the whole time? I think that's boring. And then also we had the six-pack. Six-pack is always good for $2. We got Sonic the Hedgehog, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Revenge of Shinobi, Columns, and Super Hang-On. And now that I'm looking at this, I'm wondering if this version of Revenge of Shinobi has Batman and Spider-Man as bosses. And the Terminator, now that I think about it. The Terminator, Batman, and Spider-Man were all bosses in the first Revenge of Shinobi. I remember playing it with my buddy back in the day, and I think they may have ended up changing that down the line. So this one may not have those three bosses, which is a crying shame. So there was those three games, $2, and then I don't know why, but I was like, and how much for Bulls versus Blazers? I think I'd been thinking about. That's really washed out, but it's Bulls versus Blazers. I was thinking about back in the day. I used to play Bulls versus Celtics. I think that's right, for the Sega Genesis. And it's just been some time since I played these horizontal EA basketball games. There was a time where they were in every house. There were so many different versions. And now I'm like, yeah, why did I get Bulls versus Blazers? Should have held out for Bulls versus Celtics. I think that's the one I used to play. But whatever. He gave us these 4 games. I guess he rounded it up. I don't know what he did. But eventually, I think he gave it... He was going to do 2 on these. Yeah, that's what he said. He said he'd do 2 each on the Sega Genesis games and $1 on the sports game, which would have come out to $7, but we ended up paying $5. I don't know if he forgot what he wanted to do or what, but that's how things ended up shaking out. So that was kind of weird. All right, deal number 2. This lady, God bless her, she works in a pawn shop where pretty much every other person in there is ready to rake you over the coals. It's like they have something against gamers or something. I don't know, but I always wait for her, and it always works out in our favor. So I picked up about 5 games here, and I wasn't sure what she was going to do, but I assumed she'd do $2 each. That's usually what she does. And that's not bad for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 games, especially if they're games we don't have. We have a lot of those at this point, so we're, if we find 1 or 2, they're going to be something we really want. So we got Left 4 Dead 2. I think we have this already. I've yet to sit down and play it. I've just been talking to somebody recently who keeps bringing up Left 4 Dead, and I really want to sit down and play it sometime soon here. Here it's great, and for $2, that sounds like a great deal. So I'm in on that. Just Cause 2. Just Cause 2. I got this just cause. It's a terrible joke. We had this for PlayStation 3. Why? Why do I know that? Because, man, I play the hell out of it. I love this game. I never beat it. But I had session after session after session with this game. What a great time. Just Cause 2 was. It's my favorite action game of last generation. It really is. There's just nothing to it. You log in, you pull out whatever gun you've been upgrading for your personal campaign. You look in the coastline and you see a gas station full of, red government painted objects, and you're like, well, it's going to be one busy afternoon. And you just start blowing it all apart. And if you can manage to blow it all away, that particular complex, then the rebels, get bonuses, you get bonuses, new quests open up. You can. What's really important for me is I gain money to upgrade my weapons and my vehicles. What a great time Just Cause 2 is. And Just Cause 3, I've been playing that recently, and that's really good too. But this is cheap. So if you see it for a couple bucks, man, grab it. This is fascinating. I've seen this one a couple times, and it always turned my head because it's got that blue PS3 label. That means it's really late. Really late. The PlayStation 3's library. Basically to the point where any game that has that blue label was also ported to the PlayStation 4. I don't know that this game was. And this is not exactly the kind of game I would be excited about, but something about it. What's it called? Murdered Soul Suspect? It looks like a detective game. I'm usually not into mysteries, but something about it. I think it was that blue label. Just kind of made me look at it. And as I investigated further, I realized that this game takes place in the town of Salem, Massachusetts. And I challenge you to think of another game that's based around the town of Salem, Massachusetts. I love Salem. I love the history of the witch trials, one of our darkest moments in American history. I've been to Salem for 2 Halloweens. What a great town. And now we can visit it whenever we want. Really excited to get this one. Minecraft PlayStation Edition, yada yada. $2, how can you go wrong? And then finally, Golden Axe Beast Rider. Game I've been wanting to get for a long time, but never found it for the right price. So here we are. We had 5 games. I brought him up there with the intent of her probably going for 2. She tries to take my credit card and realizes that the other employee in the back is on the phone. She starts complaining about how she's the only one that does anything around here. Everybody else is either like away from the desk or on the phone. And she's like, well, I'm not going to wait for you. I'm not going to wait for her so that you can, clear your credit card. Just take them. Just take them. So how about that? We got all these, including that awesome murder game. 5 games for free. For free. How often does that happen to you in a retail store? So there you go. Okay, do we have time for this? Because this is the big one. I think so. We're at 30, 29. Oh, we got time for days. We got time for days. Am I right about that? Yeah. Yeah. 29? Well, halfway there, baby. Okay, so let's hit the meat and potatoes. Really good deal here. And then we'll get back to the Hobbit, and I'll try to die more. So embarrassing. Who dies in the Shire? Well, what was I supposed to do with that rope? I was playing on Mario 64 style. Apparently I don't do that. I think I'm going to have to go all the way back to the other rope where it's safe and tool around on it and practice. Okay, so this... yeah, this was a pretty decent deal. Same lady, about a week later. Again, we're going in for $2. I assume she's going to do $2. So let's see what happens here. Wow, this is a great lot. I forgot all about this lot. So I've been looking for this for a while. Castlevania 2, Lord of Shadow. The sequel of these updated Castlevanias they made. This one's a little harder to find than Lord of Shadow. We picked up Lord of Shadow for like a song. I think we picked it up for $2.50, and I felt like that was paying too much for it. But this one's a lot harder to find. So this was really, this was a good deal. It's got some sort of coat in here. Oh, disc is cherry. Beautiful. Beautiful. Very happy about that. Alright. Put the pile back here. PS2 game. The Suffering. This is a survival horror game that is made by Midway. So think about that. Midway does survival horror. So from what I understand, this game's a little more, run and gun, which is awesome. I've never played it. Disc is looking a little beat up, but I think it's going to play. And the manual just looks crisp. Take a look at the two guys over. I believe that's our hero. Like, that guy's got like a cage around his head. I mean, this kind of stuff is a little too rough for me. And I think we may have this. But this isn't one you come across very often. A lot of people would enjoy this, so I picked it up. You know, give it to somebody sometime. Grand Theft Auto 5. What a shock. I think I said one other voyage that I'm going to sell one of these, and I'd be shocked if we ever found it again. Well, here we go. Who knows how many we found between then and now. And on a side note, we found a second one of these in this lot in a black blank DVD case. So in this lot, we found 2 Grand Theft Auto 5s. I'll tell you why the other one's not here at the end. Bleach, Soul Resurrection. This is a fighting game, which, believe it or not, I used to play quite a bit on DS. This is 3D, so this one's obviously quite different. But you know, it was like a good fighting game, so I picked that up. Samurais and anime. I was really precarious here. I'm sure half the crew is like biting their nails, like, why does Captain Raz have fire? I'll take fire if I want, darn it. This is Armored Core for Answer. Armored Core for Answer. I see Armored Core games all the time. We may have almost the entire series from PS1 all the way up to PS3. Never seen this one, though. It's released by Ubisoft. Oh! Cool. And inside it looks like there's a 2 gig memory card. Wow. It's pretty neat, huh? I'm going to plug that into the PlayStation right now so we don't lose it. Right in there. I don't know how much one of those runs. But that's pretty cool. Okay. Dragon Age 2. Dragon Age 2. I think we picked this up before. I gave it to somebody a while back. This game gets a bad rap because I guess it went from turn-based, the first one. I played a pretty good amount of the first one. It was alright. You really got to devote to it. Devote to it and nothing else. This one's got a little more action RPG to it, so, you know, maybe you can turn your brain off a little more. That's probably what people didn't like about it. But, you know, $2, I wanted to get that back in the hold. And then Dragon Guard 3 for the PlayStation 3. Again with that blue label, so you can tell this came out late. Came out about a year ago. Wow, check that chick out. Wow, she's got like dragon blood on her. Jeez, she's gorgeous. Carnage has never looked so beautiful. Fair enough. I think this is a game kind of like Dynasty Warriors, but there's also some dragon play as well. Mounted dragon play. And we have the first 2. They were on the PlayStation 2. This game came out last year sometime, so pretty cool to find it for $2. Alright, so I think that's it for the PlayStation 3 games. Had a few more here. Another copy of 50 Cent Bulletproof. Very hard to pass this one up. You know, it's just a mindless third-person shooter. It's got 4 CDs worth of 50 Cent and G Unit music. How about that, huh? 4 CDs worth. And notice, you know, if you have any... I was about to insult everyone out there, but I won't do that. If you have any idea about how good of a game this is, look, it's greatest hits. You know, how can you argue with the buying public? Lowrider. I don't know if we have this. I feel like when I picked this up, I was like, do we have this? Have I talked about it? Why does it sound familiar? I got this sense of deja vu regarding the Galleon, but I knew I wanted to pick it up. It could not be more self-explanatory. You're flat out just a car, and you're bumping to music. It's like a rhythm game, but you're in a car. I mean, how can you say no to that? It's got music from Little John, the East Side Boys, and the Kings of Crunk. There you go. And to this day, I'm still not exactly sure what Crunk is. Does that make me out of touch? Probably. Resident Evil Outbreak, File 2. This was the online game nobody liked because you couldn't communicate with anyone else online. You all just ran around avoiding zombies and had to use like hand gestures and stuff in game. The microphone didn't work. They designed it that way. And here was the sequel. And I don't know if we have this. I don't think we do. This one is kind of hard to find. And I don't know how good it is one player. But that's pretty cool. Always good to find a Resident Evil game you don't have. Imagine this moment. Imagine that moment. Your friend is in the sewer, and you're trying to pull him out of there, and what do you see? Just ravenous arms pulling him down. That's dark, bro. That's dark. Speaking of dark, I saved this one for last, and I usually don't, but this is just... I was so blown away that this was here among all these games. Game I've been looking for... You know, sometimes you hear about a franchise and they have a number of different games and you're like, man, if I could just get one of those in the hold, I feel like, you know, we get some cred. That's how I feel about with this one, okay? Number 2 in the trilogy, Fatal Frame, Crimson Butterfly. I don't know much about this, but basically I'm pretty sure you're 1 or 2 little girls... and or maybe women, I have no idea, but you're basically going into established haunted locations and buildings with a camera, and you're using that camera to stave off the ghosts. So they could be like right in front of your face, but until you put the camera up, they're not, you know, they're not in your face. So very disturbing game, and very very sought after. These Fatal Frame games. This is not a cheap game to come by. No, sir. It looks just beautiful. Just beautiful. I mean, the manual's crisp. Anyone who buys a game like this, you know, they're mature. They're going to take care of it. And it certainly shows in the quality of this piece, this copy here. You know, made by, you know, distributed by Age Tech. It says made by Tecmo. I mean, look at the little girls there. That's creepy. So, yeah, really excited to take this. So, how many do we have here? Looking at 2 boxes, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Get them? Yeah. I bring them up. She's like, all right, that's $11.30 out the door. She gave us all these for $1 each. That's a great deal. That's a real good deal. When I think about it, it was 12. Right, because I mentioned there were 2 Grand Theft Autos, right? Well, the reason it's not here is we already sold it. We sold it for somewhere around 20 bucks. After shipping and whatnot, that pretty much broke us even on all these games. So these are all gravy. How about that, huh? So grand total, you know, we spent $5 on these Genesis games. Not bad. All right, Fatal Frame. Can you believe that? Fatal Frame. All right, let's get back to Hobbiton. Looks like we've got we're right on time. We're right on time. Let's play another 10 minutes or so. Let's explore Hobbiton. Again, this one goes out to my dear sweet cousin, the adventurer, Shannon. She's not there with friends. None of these pictures have her and, like, you know, some yahoos over her shoulder. It's her out there. She went with some sort of travel group. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I mean, I'm here. We're docked in New Zealand. We're docked in Hobbiton. But, you know, I have all the crew members around here. You know, Snotty the Wigwam is up on the deck, you know, swabbing up there. You know, Bismuth's down in the lower levels taking a nap. You know, Mary's probably polishing a gun or something like that. I don't know what she does when she's not around here yelling. You know, but so it's like I have safety in numbers. Shannon, she's just out there. Can you imagine? That's adventure, my friends. That's adventure. Okay, let's get back to it. It's The Hobbit, and this actually has this is actually a long name. It says Sierra Entertainment presents The Hobbit, the prelude to the Lord of the Rings. That's the only time I'm going to say the entire official name to this. It's The Hobbit for the GameCube. All right, I got some videos. So, really? This is what they're going to do to me? 5 minutes into this game, they're going to make this, give me the step-defying jump? So really, we're going to go back to, seriously, we're going to go back to that rope that I saw. Right around the corner here. And we're going to do a little practicing. Alright. Let's try, and let's talk to this lady. Maybe she'll give us a tip.
There was a wizard skulking around Hobbiton. I heard he was seen near your place. I hope he isn't causing any trouble with his dangerous fireworks and putting spells on the crops. Why can't he leave well enough alone? We don't want trouble here. I wish someone would ask him to leave.
Oh, it's Mary. Sorry, Mary, I'm sorry. Couldn't resist. All right, so let's practice this thing. Okay, so he's gonna. So I'm jumping forward. I'm jumping through the. See, now with Mario, he would have jumped away. So it looks like I'm jumping toward. Okay. All right. No problem. No problem. You know what's across the river there? Well, the Green Dragon Inn's across the river, right? One would hope. Oh, I see it! Do you see it? That's it. I think I have a... Oh yeah, I got a first person. The Green Dragon. You see that little sign? Okay. Oh, we gotta figure this out. Okay, no problem. No problem. All the time in the world. No reason to rush. This is the Shire, after all. Boom. Yay, we got some nails. Is there any going up there? How do I get up there? Alright, no problem. Wow, look at this. Oh man, I wonder if we can go fishing. That'd be awesome, huh? What do you got to say, lady?
My children insist I tell them all about dragons. Where do they ever hear of such creatures? Respectable hobbits don't discuss such things.
Alright, lady. Man, hobbits are so pretentious. There's the green dragon in. It's teasing us. We can make it, though. No problem. That whole, falling on the rope thing, fluke. I'm quite practiced when it comes to 3D platformers. You know, the trick is... Whoa! What was that? The trick is never try and take them two at a time. You know, plant your feet before every jump. What's over there? Looks like there's more nails, maybe? A couple of jewels. This is really dangerous. You know what this music reminds me of a little bit? Clarksville, Dog's Life. Jake the dog. Shout outs to Jake the dog. Alright, now that I'm getting the Super Mario 64 syndrome out of my head, this isn't that bad. Now I'm down to no health, so I better save. Alright. We've already had one disaster this voyage. Even with, you know, my confident skills here, I want to deliver. I want to buy you guys a round of the Green Dragon today. You think I can reach that? I guess I'll go for that one. What's with the poisonous mushrooms? Okay, now we're... I guess here. Wow, I didn't think I was gonna make that. Mario 64 syndrome again. I want to hit those spikes above me, so I'm going to go about mid-range on this jump. Huzzah!
Pardon me, Carl. Do you have your father's hammer? He needs it to fix the bridge.
Here it is, Mr. Baggins. I'll have to find something else to play with.
Kid's just playing with a hammer? Kid, how the heck did you get here? Oh, okay, there we go. This is the easy way out. Oh, look, I could have fallen in the water the whole time. Alright, so back to the... Whoa! Fish! Looks like I really don't have to do the lily pads. Okay, cool, we made it. Is there an easier way to get to this guy? No. Alright, no problem. What are we doing on time? Got another 10 minutes here? Another 10 minutes left in the voyage here, so just enough time for us to get across the bridge. Maybe grab a drink with the dwarfs. And then we'll head over to the mess hall. We'll see if you've got any questions. If not, we'll hit the bag that tells no tales.
Good lad. This shouldn't take long.
Okay, thanks, man. We made it, guys! Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you... Oh.
Hello, Bilbo. We still need more supplies for our journey. If you happen to find any provisions, bring them back to me.
I'll do that, but for now, if I could, a bit of the stout. Awesome.
It's about time you arrived, Mr. Baggins. Let the journey begin.
But for us, the journey is ending. Alright, well, that was fun. That was a good time. I liked it. I liked it! Again, game gets a bad rap. You know, what I have to say to that is calm down out there. This game, in my opinion, provides something that we never got from any other Lord of the Rings game. A little bit of whimsy. You know, something we didn't have to be challenged by or horrified by. You know, the orcs may come. The Goblin King will probably rear his head. The spiders, you know, of the Darkened Wood will probably show up. Is it Darkened Wood? Am I getting that mixed up with Dragonlance? Mirkwood. My mistake. You know, and I'm sure, and of course Gollum. I'm sure the Hobbit is going, or Bilbo's going to have to deal with all that. But it is fun that they gave you the option of taking your time around the Shire here. There's fun little, you know, hide and go seek. Doesn't that sound like fun? This sounds like a great afternoon of gaming, in my opinion. Just the beginning of The Hobbit for the GameCube. Okay, so let's get a question here. I'm going to check over here at the mess hall. I've been looking over here the whole time. We've been too busy with games and you know, hide and seek and whatnot. But let me see if there's any questions. If not, then we'll head over to the bag that tells no tales, okay? It doesn't look like we have anything here at the moment, except for Mary saying, did he just make fun of me? Okay. Let's get your question over here, alright? Let's see what we got. Alright, this question comes from crew member. Wait, this is a receipt. That's sorry. Sorry, that's a receipt for Konami Arcade Classics Volume 1. Hopefully I didn't pay too much on that. Alright, come on, get out of there, you goof. Here we go. This is from Pyroman136. And Pyroman asks, you versus Zangief in Street Fighter in real life. Who wins? At the Gaming Galleon. Me versus Zangief? That would never happen. That would never happen. We'd, you know, I'm sure we'd probably go eat or something. And then I would poison his food. And then I would win. See? Easily answered. Easily answered. Okay, that's it. I'm going to get... let's do one more. Why not? Why not? Just for the heck of it. How's that sound? One more here. This one comes from Wenchkin. Crewman Wenchkin. He says, so what's the earliest game console system you got? The earliest in the hold that we have would probably be the Microvision. The Microvision is the first system, handheld system, to ever have interchangeable games. It's about this tall. It was made by Parker Brothers or Milton Bradley or something. And it's pretty bad. I don't have it. It's in the hold. We have it in the box, and it's kind of cool. There's, I don't know, maybe they put about 12 games out for it, including Star Trek Phaser Command, which I was nice enough to be given for my birthday in the box by my old buddy Anubis. Phaser Strike, that's it. Star Trek Phaser Strike. But really, it's like a dot matrix screen, And all the buttons are made of, like, literally, like, contact paper almost. Or, like, laminated paper. So if you press on these buttons too much, you're going to break it. It's got a dial. And the cartridges themselves have not only the screen, because a lot of those older systems, you'd actually put, even like the Magnavox Odyssey, had, like, overlays for the television. So if you wanted to play baseball, you'd put this piece of film on your television, and it would have the diamond for baseball. Because the machine itself could only generate, like, 1 or 2 dots that were movable. Well, the Microvision was the same thing. So there were a number of games for the Microvision that had overlays, but you're talking like a handheld system. And it was really weird. Look it up. The Microvision's pretty strange. I'm relatively sure that's the oldest system we have. Okay? Alright, that's it. Let's wrap it. I don't know if we're over or not. I think we're right on time. Shannon, God bless people like you, you know, who trailblaze, while the rest of us, you know, try to keep up from far behind. I'm really, really proud of you and excited for you, and I can't wait to sit down one day and maybe you can regale me on your tales of your day in Hobbiton. As for us, it's time for us to wrap the voyage. Me and Mary and Biz and the rest of the crew, we're scheduled to head out on our Hobbiton tour in just about half an hour. So I need to get changed and get ready for our feast at the Green Dragon Inn. Don't ever stop imagining out there. To each and one of all of you. Until next time, my friends. And I assure you, there will be a next time. Farewell and adieu to ye Spanish maidens. Farewell and adieu, ye ladies of Spain. For we received orders for to get stuffed in Hobbiton. And we may never see ye fair ladies again. Keep your toe hair curled, mateys. What is it?